All right. Hello, everyone. It's Mr. Miller here. I'm going to go through with you the horographic organizer, just in case you are absent while we are working on this assignment. It is really important that you do keep up, and if you don't understand, to watch this video or to ask questions. Um, the essential question has already been done for you, so you need to. The story you're picking is, one of the four stories. Each, hour is different, so each color is going to have a different story to pick from. So make sure you pick one of those four, and then you have your elements. So you need to pick the three elements which we did talk about yesterday. Make sure you pick three of them, whatever ones you feel that are the best. For the introduction paragraph, I wrote the intro for you, so you can copy this if you so wish. That is up to you. So what I wrote is, in the world of horror, there are many scary books, movies, and video games. Each type of horror story is unique in itself and cannot be compared to other horror stories. So make sure that you have something like that. If you don't want to write that, you can totally have something else there. That is your choice. So please keep that in mind. And when you go to the brief summary, it's kind of like you need to write something like this down. So in The Lottery, written by Shirley Jackson, you need to have the author's first name and last name and the name of the story. Or you can have In Blood, written by Sravaka Edmonia, explain the story. Or In the Monkey's Paw, these are just examples. Or in Harrison Bergeron, you need to pick your story and then you need to explain it in 2 to 3 sentences what's going on. All right, so that's what needs to be there. And then your argument is, the best horror story is your story's name because of your horror elements 1, 2, and 3, which go back and relate up to here. So that is what you need to do for the opening paragraph. And then with your body paragraph, you're going to have something like this. So the first reason why your personal horror story is the best is because of your first reason, which goes back to here, which then goes back to here. All right. And after that, what you need to do is you need to lead into some evidence. So a good example of this can be found in, like, so if you're using like suspense, like a good example of suspense can be found in the part of the story you found your idea in. So you kind of explain, you set it up, and then after that, what you do is you find a quote, which would be, you insert the quote, which has, and then you have a citation, which is the author's last name and page. So if it is, let's go, if it is Shirley Jackson, to be Jackson, comma 25, or if it's Edmodia, you'd write Edmodia, comma like 26, or W.W. Jacobs would be Jacobs, comma 5, or Vonnegut would be Vonnegut, comma 10. So like that is what it would look like. So keep that in mind, please. So after that, what you do is you have your quote, and then you explain the quote in your own words and why it's important. And then at the end, this horror element shows that insert horror story, your horror story is the best horror story. And then you move on to paragraphs 3 and 4, which are the same thing, like 4 and 3 and 4, yeah. And you write about horror elements 2 and then horror element 3 in those respective body paragraphs. You do the exact same thing. So if you do one, it shouldn't be that hard. So just make sure you're doing all that. And pretty much you go through that until you get to the end, which is then your conclusion. So you're literally just going to write the same thing at the beginning. So you're going to restate your claim. So the best horror story is insert name of your story here because of your horror element 1, horror element 2, and horror element 3. And then you're going to explain one more time how everything you've talked about, including your quotes, provide the evidence that your story is the best story. And at the end, in conclusion, this is why your insert horror story is the best horror story. I cannot emphasize this enough that if you do not understand, you need to ask for help. So please do that if you don't understand. Thank you for watching.